That works.
You can just fetch another one in the meantime.
Hey,
with coverage you can count on, this is Channel 3 Eyewitness News at 11. With coverage you can count on, this is Channel 3 Eyewitness News at 11.
good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Greg Glover.
And I'm Cindy Saxton. Tonight we hear from the father of a man whose body was found on Lookout Mountain earlier this month.
The body of 23-year-old Brady Powell was found inside a shallow grave on February 3rd. He was first reported missing in December of last year. Powell's father says he's now looking for answers. He spoke with Channel 3's Kelly McCarthy. It's a story you'll see all new at 11. Kelly.
Greg, Powell's father says he now is living with an empty space in his heart. His son was taken from him, and he still doesn't know why.
From December 7th till now, it's just been a big nightmare.
Months after Bradley Powell was reported missing, his body was found in a shallow grave in Walker County.
His whole life has been flashing in front of my face. From when he was born, you know, I held him first, I named him.
Police believe Corey Powell's only son was murdered, but have shared very few details with the public.
I'm glad we brought him home, but now it's just finding out who's responsible for his death.
Powell says his son was an all-star athlete growing up. He was always surrounded by family and friends. Now the family wants answers.
It's just horrific. I can't imagine why. And especially Bradley, the way the type of person he was and his upbringing, he wouldn't hurt anyone.
Powell knows police have been receiving tips that led to the discovery of his son's body. Now he hopes more tips will lead to his killer.
They could just go to the police, be anonymous. You know, this is a really big deal.
Powell's body was taken to the GBI crime lab for an autopsy. We still don't know his cause of death. If you have any information, call police. Live in the studio, Kelly McCarthy, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Kelly, thank you. In Crime Stoppers this week, a cold case. Police have run out of leads in the murder of Stephen Bell. We'll go back to July of 2014. Bell, who is a veteran of the armed forces, was cleaning up his Lynchburg Avenue house, getting ready to host an Independence Day party. Later, friends and relatives found his door open, his television on, and his wheelchair out in the driveway, but they couldn't find him. They filed a missing persons report. Hours later, someone spotted a body by the bridge on Workman Road. Stephen Bell was dead. Someone had beaten the 65-year-old man and dumped him. If you know anything about this murder, call Crime Stoppers 698-3333. Up to $1,000 cash is waiting for the right piece of information, and we'll never ask who you are.
McMinn County Sheriff's deputies need your help finding a man accused of winding barbed wire around his dog's neck. Donald Wattenbarger's dog was found with wounds on his neck and chest. Deputies say the evidence shows the animal had been bound with barbed wire. Officials say the 4-year-old dog named Blue was nearly decapitated when he was brought in. Caregivers say he's expected to be okay, but it'll be a while before he can be adopted. If you know where Wattenbarger is, call the McMinn County Sheriff's Office.
In school patrol news, the Hamilton County Board of Education presented a list prioritizing its greatest facility needs to the County Commission today. It's a comprehensive list. It adds up to about $240 million to repair existing buildings and build a few new ones. At the top of the list for new schools, Harrison Elementary, CSLA, and East Hamilton. Next month, the County Commission and the school board will meet to discuss more options on funding and just how to address immediate needs.
Students across Tennessee are preparing for the TN Ready test. It's the exam the state uses to measure academic achievement. Next year, all high school students will be required to take that test online instead of using paper and pencil. But this year, schools were given a choice. The rollout of the online exam was a failure last year because servers crashed. Elementary and middle school students will still use paper and pencil to take the test.
Georgia hunters now have a chance to win a lifetime hunting license if they kill a coyote within the next few months.
It's part of an initiative by the Georgia Department of Natural Resources to get rid of coyotes during the spring and summer. Officials say the removal of coyotes will reduce the number of deaths of other wildlife. One local hunter talks about why she thinks this is a good idea.
The Georgia Department of Natural Resources says the Coyote Challenge is a response to years' worth of complaints of coyotes being a nuisance in metro neighborhoods. Shell Underwood says coyotes are now common near her house.
At night, you can sit on the front porch right here near Culver Creek High School and you can hear them howling.
And as a member of the Cohutta Ridge Hunting Club, she'll be taking part in this new challenge.
I think it's definitely a good idea. Coyotes are vicious.
Underwood says family cats and wild rabbits have been killed by coyotes on her property.
They're attacking our wildlife population as well as our domestic animal population.
For the first time, Underwood killed a coyote herself in December. She hopes the challenge encourages others to do the same.
It'll promote awareness that coyotes are dangerous. They are something that you can kill year-round. They're a predator, so that means that there's no closed season for them. It's open season all year long for coyotes.
Some critics complain the challenge is cruel and could leave coyote pups without parents. The Department of Natural Resources says their research shows coyotes' negative impacts on the community outweigh the good. In Dalton, Kelly McCarthy, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Tennessee hunters can participate in this challenge only if they have a non-resident hunting license, but the coyote must be killed in Georgia. The challenge starts March 3rd and runs through August.
The mild February temperatures continue and even warmer weather could be heading our way.
Let's find out the facts from Chief Meteorologist Paul Barris. Hey, Paul.
Well, we're going to start it off with the school day forecast for the kids at the bus stop tomorrow. There's going to be some fog in the morning, so be very careful driving. Not so much in the cities, but you get away from the city, the fog could be thick in places. But man, it's going to warm up fast. We're going to see the skies turn partly cloudy, and by about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, it should be about 69. I want to show you a Vipercast, what's going to be happening. Some fog again in the morning. No rain, though, not for tomorrow. And then we'll see partly cloudy skies into the afternoon. A southeasterly wind, not too strong. And then coming up around 7 o'clock Friday morning, again, maybe a little bit of patchy fog with partly cloudy skies. By 5 o'clock Friday afternoon, no problem at all. But in the overnight Friday night that is, we're going to see some showers move in. And by 7 o'clock in the morning could be some leftover showers a little bit off towards the east of the city. And that's where most of them are going to be. So that's the way things are looking right now. I've got the complete 7-day forecast coming up in just a bit.
Paul, thanks very much. We'll check back in with you. Next, the Trump administration has issued new guidance regarding transgender student rights, reversing Obama administration guidelines. More on that.
And later on at 11, find out what's causing wild boars in Europe to become radioactive. Stay with us.
Hey guys, it's Leslie here back at the TFP. A lot to look forward to. Thursday, we're going live with the creator of Facebook Live. And a lot more ahead for your weekend. We have that for you in Chattanooga now. Grab a paper Thursday and timesfreepress.com.
Tonight, the Trump administration announced a major policy change that would affect transgender students.
The Justice Department informed the Supreme Court it will not follow the course set by the Obama administration, which allowed transgender students to use public school bathrooms and locker rooms matching their chosen gender identity. NBC's Tracy Potts has the story.
And that's why I will direct them.
President Trump's administration is taking on what had not been a campaign priority, transgender bathrooms. In fact, here's what he said last spring about Caitlyn Jenner.
You would be fine with her using any bathroom she chooses.
That is correct.
Today, the president's administration reversed Obama-era guidelines that allowed transgender students to use the bathroom of their choice.
That he is a firm believer in states' rights and that certain issues like this are not best dealt with at the federal level.
Gay rights groups call it discrimination. Conservatives argue Washington should stay out of it.
Really an abuse of federal powers to say that it should be one of the Attorney General's top priorities to police bathrooms.
Policing tax dollars. That's President Trump's focus today, meeting with his budget team.
Unfortunately, the budget that we're essentially inheriting, is a mess.
He's promising to make Washington leaner, more accountable.
We won't let your money be wasted anymore. We're going to run government smoothly, efficiently.
Congress approves that budget with Republicans under attack from angry taxpayers at town hall meetings.
Raucous, that's all right. We're learning how to be raucous here in the Midwest.
They're worried about health care and tax reform.
You just hear the anxiety's real and people want real solutions, and so we're going to have to pay attention to that.
And pay attention to a president who says he wants to do more with less. Like paying for the border wall, which Republicans say could cost up to $15 billion. Tracy Potts, NBC News, Washington.
Coming up on Eyewitness News at 11.
You're facing death, and you're mentally, emotionally preparing for death, and then all of a sudden you're told you get to live.
A woman who received a heart transplant could not find the words to say to the donor's family, so she did something really unusual. We'll have her heartwarming story next.
With coverage you can count on, this is Channel 3 Eyewitness News at 11.
A teddy bear with a special heartbeat is one woman's gift to the family that gave her life.
NBC's Dawn G takes us on her emotional journey, showing us how that bear is helping one very special organ donor live on.
I shouldn't be here.
Lisa Russell is counting her blessings.
Only 10% of my heart was working.
Her diagnosis, heart failure.
And I planned my funeral.
But doctors had other plans. Russell was given an LVAD, a left ventricular assist device, a bridge to transplant. Months later,
I received a phone call, and I thought they were teasing that they had a heart for me.
22 people die every day while waiting for a transplant.
You're facing death, and you're mentally, emotionally preparing for death, and then all of a sudden you're told you get to live.
Russell understood she had a second chance at life, but
I received my new heart, and I was so thankful. I remember going into surgery, and I was thinking about the family, and knowing that I was celebrating life, and they were also grieving.
The gift is only possible because of the kindness of families who are willing to say yes to helping others.
Every day I live so thankful for the life of my donor.
A sense of gratitude Russell could not seem to put into words.
The words never seem appropriate.
She decided to let her donor heart speak for itself.
Isn't that wonderful?
It is the sound of Russell's heart.
I'm recording the heartbeat, and I'm putting it inside of a little bear.
A little bear carrying a big message.
I'm hoping when they have their difficult days, they can hold on to that bear. When they hold the teddy bear, they'll know that that's their loved one's heart.
That was Dawn G reporting. The donor's family is thankful for that bear, but they say they aren't ready to meet Russell just yet.
The development of a new vaccine could help protect against a broad range of mosquito-transmitted diseases. Researchers from the National Institutes of Health are recruiting volunteers to take part in a study of the experimental vaccine. Volunteers will be given either the vaccine or placebo shots and then exposed to infection-free mosquitoes through a special netted device. After 10 months of monitoring, investigators hope to learn if the vaccine is effective.
In Europe, the Czech Republic has an unusual problem this winter with its wild boar meat. That's a local delicacy. The boars are radioactive. It's not the animals themselves, but what they are eating. A cold and snowy winter is forcing them to feed on false truffles, an underground mushroom common in the mountain region shared by Czechs, Austrians, and Germans. The mushrooms can absorb high levels of a radioactive isotope from the 1986 Chernobyl nuclear catastrophe. That makes the boar's meat radioactive after they eat them. Luckily, all meat is inspected before it gets to customers.
Like sands through the hourglass, so are the days of our lives.
NBC's long-running soap opera Days of Our Lives will continue for a 52nd season. The show, centered in the fictional town of Salem, debuted in 1965. Just last month, the show celebrated its 13,000th episode. Today, the show airs in more than 25 countries. More than over its half-century, I should say, Days of Our Lives has received a long list of honors from the industry, including 46 Emmy Awards. Recognize some of those characters, don't you?
Bo and Hope, right
Absolutely. Here's another character, Paul Barris, at the weather wall. Tell us about it, Paul.
All right, we got some fog already starting to form in spots away from the city as of right now. Right in the city, no fog yet, but we could see some fog later on tonight. So especially on the outlying areas, be careful driving late tonight and in the early morning hours. But it is going to warm up, especially for Thursday, and then Friday is really going to warm up. We may be setting a record. The record's 77 on Friday, and we may get close to that, if not break it. All the showers are off the coast of Florida now. They got hammered in Jacksonville and Orlando earlier today, all the way to about Melbourne, Florida, too. Out near Cape Canaveral. There's a few sprinkles in North Carolina, but that's about it. We're going to be watching a big system developing off to the north of us coming up, but that's going to miss us and maybe bring us a little bit of rain coming up Friday night. Winds are calm right now, and that's one of the reasons the fog could form. 53 Athens, Cleveland, 54 in Dalton and in Chattanooga, while Fort Payne, the fog is already forming at 55 and 49. Out near Murphy. 69, 55, the high and the low for today. That was the overnight low. Just a little bit of rain fell at the airport. Skywatchers told me really nice today, near 70 in many spots. Dalton was 69, 68 out near Calhoun, 73 in Chatsworth. Scottsboro out in northeast Alabama at 68, while mid-60s from Ellijay to Blue Ridge. 70 in Delano, Soddy, Daisy, Lakeside was 69 right here at Channel 3. Dunlap hit 68. Lookout Mountain, Signal Mountain at 62. And then we had about 61, Cagle Mountain, 60 in Colmont, with 72 in Etowah, Dayton 67, Athens 67, and about 66 out near Murphy, and Turtletown 65 and mid-60s out near Jasper. Here's the latest look at the regional Vipercast, showing again the moisture flowing in from the south. A light wind for tomorrow. We'll start off with a little bit of fog in the morning, and we'll call partly cloudy skies throughout the day. It's not going to be a real thick cloudiness. And then the winds start to pick up on Friday as the cold front approaches. When these arrows get bigger, that indicates stronger winds, and those winds will get a little brisk, probably gusting up to 20, 25 on Friday. This is Friday, 10 o'clock. The showers out to the west. They move in overnight and drop very little rain, unfortunately. And then the winds will pick up on Saturday. It's going to be breezy and colder as temperatures drop from the 60s early in the day down into the 50s. And by Sunday, the winds will be light, but we are going to see a freeze, it looks like now, coming up Sunday morning. Again, maybe a 1/10 of an inch of rain from Vipercast. Pinpoint forecast for tomorrow looks like this. Colmont, 68. You can't beat that with partly cloudy skies by afternoon. Birchwood should be near 72. Tonight, though, 51, a little bit of fog. Tomorrow, 73, partly cloudy, and a southerly wind. Excuse me. 55 on partly cloudy skies coming up for the weekend. Right at the end of the forecast, this happens, of course. All right, 7-day forecast. 73 Thursday, 77 Friday, and then on Saturday, temperatures will be falling. Some early morning showers most of the day, We'll see the skies clearing. It'll be colder and a freeze Sunday morning, and then some showers Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Freeze? We're not used to that.
I don't know what we're going to do in February. This could set a record.
Thanks, Paul.
All right, thanks. Next in sports, the Mocs were dealing with more adversity on the road.
They took Sanford to overtime. Plus, why was Rick Barnes baffled by the Vols tonight at home? Oh, it's a horrible story. Paul Shaheen shows you next.
Accountability was stressed as the Mocs got set for Sanford. 19 turnovers and a double-digit home loss will do that to a team. Burpees and wind sprints after turnovers at practice they had to do. So did it pay off? Well, I can tell you they cleaned up the turnovers, had only 12, but Sanford shot 72% in the first half for an 8-point halftime lead. Starting point guard Greg Pryor was out injured, and Trey McLean, violation of team rules, did not start. Second half. Here comes Chattanooga, 6 to play. Trey's back in. Trey McLean pops open a 3. That ties it at 57. Added up 25 seconds. Chattanooga up 2. Wyatt Walker for Sanford gets the friendly roll. We are tied at 63. The Mocs had 20 seconds to get a shot off. Chapman is stripped, so we go to overtime. In OT, down 3 are the Mocs, 10 seconds left. What was that shot? Trey had plenty of time, rushes the shot looking for the foul. It, though, in turn, is an air ball with 5 seconds left. It's decided by free throws after that. The Mocs go down in OT, 72 to 68. Squandered chances late in both regulation and overtime. Meanwhile, Rick Barnes said it himself. The next 4 games were very important to a lot of SEC schools, 2 of which were Tennessee and Vanderbilt. And those 2 teams met tonight in Knoxville. 5 minutes in, just an awful start for Tennessee. Nolan Kressler is taking the give and go. Layup good, doors up 12-2. 9 minutes in, still ugly. Luke Cornett drills a wide open look from 3. The Vols are down 18-4. Tennessee trailed 10 at the half. Early second half, he was quiet in the first, making noise here, though. Grant Williams with a 3 ball to pull within 4. 7 to play. Robert Hubbs going hard in the paint. The Vols are down 1, 42-41, but that is as close as it got. It extends again. 5 Vanderbilt players in double digits. Tennessee loses an important one. Rick Barnes is confused, 67-56.
I'm baffled and frustrated by it. I mean, this time of year, you can't come out home, play like that. And I wish I knew and I've been doing it a long time, but I don't have all the answers because I'm surprised by that. I mean, I just can't believe that we wouldn't be more focused.
All right, let's get right to the prep stuff now. A third straight day with district titles on the line, and it will continue tomorrow. District 5 Single A boys title, Silverdale Baptist at CSAS. The Patriots come out hot. Caleb Edwards, the steal, the drive, the bucket. 6-0 to start. Then it's Edwards again. This time he'll sink a 3. Good look there, too. More offense from CSAS. Darius Graves, watch this crossover. Oh, that's not fair. No, not at all. The triple to finish it. The Patriots were up double digits at the break. Second half would follow suit, 65-40 over the Seahawks. They win the district. Meanwhile, the Lady Seahawks and the Lady Patriots battling for the girls district title, except this one went the other way. All Silverdale, all day. Emily Hackleroad running the court for an easy 2. Hackleroad wins tournament MVP. Then Rachel Sanders is going to get tough down low and the foul. Silverdale up 42-26. One more from the Birds. It's Katie White left wide open. She'll hit that. Silverdale Baptist takes the District 5 Single A 54-38 over CSAS. And quickly, the girls' second round state tournament play in Georgia. 2 teams in action, both Dade County. The girls in Dade County and the Ringgold girls in 3A have been eliminated. More second round action with local teams on the docket tomorrow night in North Georgia. Some big-time off-season college football stuff to get to. The Chicago Bears hired 2 assistants from the Volunteer State today. First, Tennessee's passing game coordinator, Zach Azzani, was hired to coach the Chicago Bears wideouts, and Chattanooga's new defensive coordinator, Brandon Staley, was hired to coach Chicago's outside linebackers. We have plenty more in-depth stuff online and inside our app regarding those 2 stories. Back in the SEC, Ole Miss self-imposes a bowl ban for the upcoming season. It's a response to more NCAA allegations that accuse the school of lack of institutional control, with head coach Hugh Freeze failing to monitor his coaching staff. Ole Miss has 90 days to respond to the latest allegations, and an hearing with the NCAA could take place this summer. That is not good news because it keeps getting worse for them. It started, what, a year and a half ago with the Larry Tunsil stuff, and it just keeps getting worse.
Not long after they worked their way into the
relevance
top 5,
of the SEC West, which is big time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Paul,
that's it for sports. Paul Bears has your 7-day forecast when we get back.
All right, the planner looks pretty good. I think you'll like it. We'll have some fog in the morning, though, 53. It's not going to be too widespread. And then partly cloudy into the afternoon, and temperatures will be getting into the low 70s. But Friday, 77 could tie a record set back in the around 1890. Temperatures will be falling Saturday with some showers in the early morning, probably before you get up, and late Friday night. Sunday will be cooler, and rain Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Paul, thank you. And Egyptian furniture designers embracing the motto, one person's trash is another person's treasure.
This craftsman creates custom furniture from trash and junk, like tires, washing machine parts, and wooden crates. He reuses the items to make everything from beds to bookcases to chairs. He even allows customers to dispose of their unwanted items that would otherwise end up on the streets. He says he hopes his efforts will make the country greener.
So it's like trade? You can give him your junk and get new stuff?
That would be a good deal. Yeah.
You gotta buy the new stuff, though.
Yeah, that's true. Have yourself a good night.